My name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach. I help entrepreneurs as well as investors either increase their operational efficiency and excellence to improve and increase revenue and profits. I help investors through due diligence processes where I help analyze operations to ensure that they can get a return on their investment. So in this video, I want to talk more about the WNBA. I want to talk more about contracts and players that deserve seven-figure contracts. But there's a problem. There's a huge problem. It's the cap space. How can WNBA teams afford to pay players seven figures in their contract? The issue is the cap space allotted is only 1.2 to $1.5 million depending on the year and the season. How can a team fork over half or about half of the cap space to one player as well as build a championship team? Well, I'm going to tell you how. All I want you to do first is to go to LinkedIn, connect with me at Coleman144. You can also follow and connect with me on X as well as Instagram at CColemanBiz. That's B-I-Z. So, what is a creative business tactic that we can utilize to pay top talent seven figures, a seven-figure contract? Well, in the NFL, the Eagles, among some other teams, they've used some creative accounting, some business strategic moves to get very talented players in all the skill positions. The Eagles are a great example. The way that they've done that is using void years. Let me say it again, void years. And how void years work is that, for example, if you have a 3-year contract, you add 2 or 3 or 4 more years at the end of the contract so that you can defer bonus payments across a longer period of time so that money up front doesn't hit your cap space in the window of opportunity of winning a championship, because you want to utilize the cap space to bring in as many talented players or athletes into the organization to help you win. And the way you do that is paying them more money. For example, let's say Indiana Fever wants to sign Caitlin Clark to $1 million contract. Let's say her salary is $200,000 a year. Now, if you was to pay a $400,000 bonus on top of her $200,000 salary, that's $600,000 in year one. And that takes up almost half of your cap space. So you will most definitely have a difficult time filling a roster as well as getting top tier players in this window of opportunity to go deep into the playoffs as well as winning a championship. So how do we do this? We use void years. So instead of a 3-year deal, we use a 5-year deal. And so with the 5-year deal, you spread over that bonus money in a deferred way. So the first year, the bonus is $80,000. So if you take $400,000, which is the remaining part of that $1 million contract after salary, you got $400,000. You could spread $400,000 over 5 years at $80,000. So instead of paying $600,000 year one for Caitlin Clark, which includes bonus as well as salary, you pay $280,000. $280,000 year one, year 2, and year 3 for Caitlin Clark. Now, year 4 and 5, you pay $80,000, but ideally, you want to sign Caitlin Clark at year 3 so that you can defer the payments even further down the line. And so when you do this, this is the expectation is that we are in a window of opportunity to win a championship or go deep into the playoffs or be contenders. And so once you reach the end of a contract, those last 2 years of $80,000 each, which is $160,000. That is dead cap. Now, if you have come to terms that we've had our run, we won a championship, or whatever the case might be, you just have to eat that dead cap space. You just have to eat it, and again start to rebuild. And then you can copy and paste the strategy again once you get top talent. The main point is to defer bonus payments over a longer period of time so that you can have more players that can help complement your run to the championship. Now, I think this is brilliant. The Eagles are doing it. They have some of the top talent at every skill position. And so if the WNBA was to adopt this financial business accounting strategy, they can pay top talent 7 figures. And you can find creative ways to pay other players, maybe not 7 figures, but find creative ways around accounting and increasing the longevity of a deal using void years. And so the business principle in this accounting strategy is, in your organization as a business leader, what are some ways that you can use void years or creative accounting to find value to give to a valuable person that you want to come into the organization without disrupting cash flow? Now, if you got cash flow, you're not worried about it, pay them. But if you have somebody that can really help make an impact in the organization, but the cash flow doesn't support paying them at the juncture that you're in, maybe you find ways to have them take part in ownership of the company. Maybe there's some other values that the person cares about more than money. And the only way to do that is through negotiations, being able to talk through it, being able to open up and be a little bit transparent so that everybody gets what they want. And there might be some subtle ways to nudge individuals into a certain direction so that you can save your cash flows. So again, my name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn at ccoleman144. You can also connect with me on Instagram as well as X at ccolemanbiz. Catch you in the next one. Peace.